All right, so we're going to talk, before we get into the Diesel comparisons, we're going to talk about the ring skirts. Now we have the In Your House, we have the WrestleMania, which is my favorite, and then we have the one that's already on there, just the generic WW.
WWW.
Yeah, just a bunch of W's looking like, because they can't use the old WWF one, which is too bad that the World Wildlife Fund took that away from them. So these are pretty sturdy. They're not going to rip or anything like that. One of the things that probably would have been a little cooler, where they could have added more, is you do the backside and you could have made it something different. Obviously, that's going to cost them more money, so they want to be save on the printing, but that probably would have been most beneficial. Maybe they would have saved money because they could have put WrestleMania on the back of this one. But whatever. So you're going to get 3 different ones, and obviously they come with 4 of each kind because you want to get it all the way around the ring. Next up that it comes with, which sounded better when they said they were including it, it was kind of, they said they were going to include the fans. And they certainly did.
They included the fans.
They included the fans as cardboard layer cutouts here.
Like very blurry cardboard layout.
I think
too.
If someone from 1847 took a photograph, it would be in better clarity than what you see here.
I think it's Logan Paul right there.
So this is what you have, but I mean, from if you're doing again photography of it in the deep background, that's not that bad. They would probably be blurred out. It's not like you're going to see them in focus or anything. But they have that. They say they included it, but really they just put it on the box.
They literally did it for layers.
So whatever, that's not bad. Now we're going to go to the Diesel, but before we get into the Diesel, even if you saw my other video, I'm going to show you this thing again. So again, on the back, you just turn it on. There's different buttons. When I think of this entrance, one of the people that comes to mind as just a memory is Diesel. I just always remember Diesel walking through this. I don't know why he's the one that comes to mind, so it's great that they actually picked him. I also can envision like Razor Ramon and stuff like that. But before we even do that, I just want to show you how tall this is. So we found our tallest figure. This is a Jakks figure of Giant Gonzalez, and I do hope they one day make a Mattel figure. The biggest Mattel figure that they're going to make is in production right now, coming out soon, which is Omos. But if we lift his hands up, he can just touch the top. But he still goes through, because why would he lift his hands up? But he still goes through easily. So that's pretty cool. In comparison to Diesel, who was also a very tall individual. What was he, like 6'10" or something like that? He was pretty tall. There you go. So probably one of the taller figures coming through here. I'm going to turn this off right now so we can talk about Diesel. Now the reason I have Kevin Nash right now is because obviously you know that is Diesel. But so we're going to look at a couple of figures. First, let's look at the original
1 foot.
One-footed Diesel. He gave the big boot too many times and broke his foot off.
He jumped off the balcony.
So a lot of people were saying that they wish the Ultimate Edition had the Diesel with kind of the slicked back hair, which is like the original Diesel when he was the bodyguard of Shawn Michaels. He had more of this very slicked back hair, almost like a mullet, really. So face-wise, this isn't bad. This is just, you know, looks pretty cool. You're gonna have like these frills on the side. But there you go, and just picture him with his arm up, you know, as he comes out through the entrance. So that's cool. Now, just in comparison here, we're just going to show you the NWO Kevin Nash. You know, more colorful, obviously, older, so different head scan. But there you go. And now, let's get to the Ultimate Edition Diesel. This one was originally already in for crowdfunding when they first wanted to look for the backers. Diesel was included, and as I said, it just wasn't enough. It didn't look like they were going to make it to actually get the production in line. Then they added the Doink, which was supposed to be a tier figure, but they just added him in. And then eventually they said the Early Bird, and they did the Macho Man, which I don't have yet, but we will get soon in review. So again, I said last time with Doink, it does not have the tape on it, so you can open it right away. I'm going to pop this out. Put this back. And now he doesn't come with as much as Doink. So you get the figure, you get one head sculpt here, interchangeable head sculpt. You get one set of hands, and then you get his vest. Doink had the mallet, 2 sets of hands that can interchange, and then 2 heads. So a lot more that you would get. But let's pop this guy out. Now, he does not have the feet stuck in like Doink did. But, oh yeah, it's nice to see a Diesel Ultimate Edition. This is something that they should have done a while ago. This is actually makes sense. Doink doesn't necessarily make sense. He's cool, but Doink doesn't really make sense for an Ultimate Edition. That's probably why he's going to be worth a lot more, but Diesel does. So again, if we're looking at the body-wise, it's still the same. This Diesel here is more of a grayish undertone. This is a white. This is more shiny material paint. This is more matte type of paint. But awesome. When you look to the side, I mean, it's the hands are obviously better, because you see the glove goes further out than this one. And he has an elbow pad on that one arm that he did.
Is the tattoo under there?
The tattoos are there. You can see. I don't know if is this tattoo. Yeah, it's there. You can see it a little bit right there, without having to push this out of the way. But so I'm gonna set this one on the side. But everything else is pretty much the same, other than it's made Ultimate and the face is different. So the cool thing about, I don't necessarily like this face, but it does look realistic if you look at the eyes. Because Diesel just had something about the eyes, he would just stare you down, and that's pretty cool because that looks realistic versus the eyes on this one. Looks like a toy. So, I'm gonna pull out this one. Reminds me a little bit of one of the Ultimate Edition Roman Reigns, actually, where he's screaming. Something about this just kind of looks like Roman Reigns to me, but it's Diesel screaming, picturing with his arm up as he goes through the entrance, which I'm going to pop off his head here, put on this head here, and he's coming out, his arm up, put the light on, and there you go, screaming. Pretty cool. Just that alone, and just picture playing their music, their theme songs, the entrance music as they walk in with this, and that's pretty cool. With the cardboard crowd screaming and 5 people taking a picture, because when this was made, people didn't actually have cameras. They had disposable cameras, but only a few people decided to take pictures that day. I guess they weren't too excited to take their photos. And I don't know if that is them taking pictures or they're actually just lighting up a cigarette, because we all know 1990s people were smoking. I'm gonna pop off this, or pop out this vest. Well, let's put it on. And as with most people putting on a vest, they struggle a little bit. Maybe pop out their shoulder blade. Oh, and their head comes off. But yeah, this is Diesel with a small head. If you look real close, you can see the goatee. Real close. So we're gonna pop this head back on. And he's screaming because his head came off. That's why he's screaming. But this is a pretty cool vest. Good material. But again, that's it. I don't know what more he would even come with. Maybe a belt. It would have been nice maybe for him to have a belt, but he doesn't. So for what he comes with, the Doink really surpasses anything, but this guy's pretty cool. And if we want to look again at the 2 different ones, he looks kind of skinny and scrawny here, versus the Ultimate Edition where he just looks a little bit better. But that's that. And then the next time we'll do Macho Man.